Dearest listeners and audience, you are requested to like and subscribe my channel and click the bell icon as well. Thank you.
In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, to whom we all have to turn back. Honorable listeners and respectable audience, you know that we have started a series of linguistics, and by the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we have covered the first chapter. Today we are going to start the new chapter, and the new chapter is Animals and Human Language. Listeners and audience, in this chapter, we will talk about the characteristics, the properties, and the qualities of human language. And then we will compare the qualities of human language with another languages, with another creature languages. It means we will compare the language of human being with animals and other creatures. And we will talk about that other creatures, particularly animals, they can also speak, but their language is limited, their language is restricted, their language is not extensive. And we will share this explanation that animal they can speak, but they are not able to speak like human being because of their restricted words and language. And at the ending of this chapter, we will share some experiments about the language of human being and animals. So be with us and listen to this topic from beginning until end. This chapter is very lengthy, so we can't finish this chapter today, but we are just sharing two topics from this chapter. The first one is difference between informative signals and communicative signals. And then the next characteristic of human language, displacement. So let me tell you first of all about informative signal, that what is informative signal and what is communicative signal. Is a first characteristic of human language. You know, whenever an interviewer is taking interview from interviewee, he receives two types of knowledge about the interviewee. You know, interviewer is a person who is taking interview, and interviewee is a person who is presenting interview. So, two types of knowledge the interviewer receives about the interviewer, about the interviewee, sorry. So what kind of knowledge? The first one is informative knowledge or informative signals, and the next one, that is communicative signals. When the interviewee is presenting the interview, if he is not at ease, the interviewer will comes to know that the person is not at rest. He is like a fish out of water. Why? Because he will be shifting around in his seat. This is one signal of informative signal. Another signal he will feels and visualize and perceive about the interviewee, that he's suffering, for example, with a cold. How? Because he will be sneezing. So if he is sneezing, the interviewer will come to know, he will conclude that the person who is presenting the interview, he is also suffering with a disease. And he will also get information about his accent, that which type of country, which kind of country does he belong, because from the accent he will know. So these types of signals the interviewer he receives and perceives and visualize about the person who is presenting the interview, and these type of signals, they are called informative signals. On the contrary of that, when the interviewee is presenting and starts speaking, definitely he will share his vision, his goal, his purpose of presenting the interview, that he wants to be work in this in that particular institute. He has so many experience, qualification, etc. So when he begins to speak, this type of signals, that is called communicative signals. So I think now you know. But let's compare these communicative signals with informative signals, like the signals about animals. If we compare these two with animals, yes, animals, they can inform, but they cannot, animals, they can communicate a message, but they cannot inform you with informative signals. You may see a black bird sitting on a branch and looking at the ground. It's not informative signals, or they are not informative signals. Yes, but when the bird starts chirping or squawking, so then you will come to know that something happens. Either the bird has seen the cat and try to protect itself from the cat, or see any other animal which is going to prepare it, or predator the bird has seen. So this is just informative communicative message, not informative message. So what is the difference? Human being, they can present communicative message, they can present informative message, and it can be perceived by the person who is listening to him, who is watching him, who is visualizing him. But the animals and other creatures, they only present the signals which we call communicative signals. Now, come to the next property and characteristics of a human language, that is displacement. What is displacement? Before going to define displacement, let me share with you a very interesting example. You know, if you are at home and suddenly your pet cat comes and it stands at your feet and starts meow meow. So if you ask your cat, what are you doing? Where have you been? What would be the response of the cat? Definitely that meow meow, the same response. One example. If you take the example of other animal, like mostly I shared with you the example of a dog. So if you present the example of a dog, you see, if the dog is hungry, it will utter bow bow. If the dog is sad and distressed, again will utter bow bow. Or if the dog is angry and tries to attack someone, again the dog will say bow bow. So, what we concluded? We concluded that the knowledge, particularly the language of human being, is extensive. Human being can talk about the present, human being can talk about the past, human being can talk about the future. While the animals can't do that. So this property of human being, that is called displacement. Now what is displacement? Displacement refers to the qualities of human being, that human being can refer to past, present and future, or human being can talk about the present, the future and past, and this property of human being, it is called displacement. And this quality is found in human being and not any other creatures. What is the purpose, the importance of this displacement? The importance of this displacement and this quality of human being is that human being can talk about the present and past and future. Human being can talk about the places, the location, the areas, the population, while animal can't do so. Even more interestingly, human being can talk about the thing which they see and the thing which they don't see in the world, and we believe that we'll see in the future, like something unseen, the angels, the jinn, the heaven, the hell and paradise. But some scholars of linguistics, they presented their point of view, and they assume that only bees and bees, they have the ability of displacement or this property of displacement. And how? They say that when the honeybees, they are going and they found some nectars in any garden, so then they are returning and they are informing their other honeybees by different kind of actions, like performing dancing. And the dancing may be in different way, like tail wagging dancing and a round dance, etc. So it shows that displacement is found in the bee, but again very limited. And I remember the verse of the Holy Quran, where this theory, this point of view of the linguists is supported by the words of the Holy Quran. And the knowledge to bring the thing, to found the fruits and nectar for themselves, this, and to find the ways, it has been taught to the bees by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In Surah Al-Nahl, part number 14, Allah Almighty says, وَأَوْحَى رَبُّكَ إِلَى النَّحْلِ, and your Lord inspired to the honey bees, أَنِتَّخِذِ مِنَ الْجِبَالِ بُيُوتًا, make homes in mountain, وَمِنَ الشَّجَرِ وَمِمَّا يَعْرِشُونَ, and the trees and in the structure they raise. ثُمَّ كُلِي مِنْ كُلِّ الثَّمَرَاتِ فَاسْلُكِي سُبُلَ رَبِّكِ ذُلُلًا, and then eat from all the fruits and go along the pathways of your Lord, easy for you. So listeners and audience, today we talk about The informative signals and communicative signals, along with this displacement, is a characteristic and qualities of human beings' languages. By tomorrow, inshallah, we will try to continue this chapter. Thank you.